Guten Tag, bienvenidos, and welcome to Patroma Therapy. We are in season two, the autumn, episode 24, and our topic is road trip. We have one more episode in our autumn series, which will be episode 25, Snowflakes. So we hope that you'll stand by and listen to the ending of season two. And then in December the 1st, we're going to start up with our next season, Winter. And in the winter, you're going to hear about winter soups, Greek myths, famous trains, pianos, and famous parks. So, how are you today, my co therapist?
Well, my vacation is coming up on November 21st, and tomorrow is November 21st.
Is it?
That means I can go on vacation tomorrow. Yeah, starting
And you
tomorrow.
had
I
to
just
come to
totally missed
therapy
on
to
that. I
realize you have
forgotten
vacation
about
tomorrow?
that.
How long is your vacation?
2 weeks. I completely forgot about my vacation and when it starts and until you asked me. Yeah, COVID looks like it will last like forever and made me forget about my vacation. I don't know. I wonder if we ever return to normal life. And but by traveling, I feel a little guilt because normally when my vacation is coming up, I go to to for a month to escape to wherever to escape the large city. But now there is no way to escape, and let's let's.
Well, I'm very fond of road trips. Texas is a big, I was going to call it a country. I feel like it's a country. It's a big state. And, I love to go on road trips. I love to pack food and to pack drinks and to have like a map, like an old school map, not GPS, just like a map. And I have a yellow highlighter where with that yellow highlighter, I've shown different places that I've gone. So, I'm very fond of the road trip. Do you like to drive in your car?
Yeah, yeah. I road trips. I think it's sort of a common thing here, not unlike in the U.S., I guess. And one of my favorite things to do. You kind of meditate when you're at the wheel, and you listen to some great music and pack some food and snacks, and take some blankets and enjoy the route or scenic areas
Well,
along the way.
there are a couple songs that are related to road. Willie Nelson has a song "On the Road Again," and then
Oh
there
yeah,
is
I
a
remember that.
song that I love from Woodstock era by the group called Canned Heat. It's also called "On the Road Again,"
On the
and
road
it's
again.
it's about yeah. I just love those
Yeah,
songs.
it's from Forrest Gump movie.
Yeah, there you go. There's your movie.
Mm.
So I think that back in the day, people used to make tape recordings that they would put into their tape recorder, or some people would burn a CD for their road trip. And nowadays, I guess people listen to Spotify or they click on Pandora or something. But music has always been a part of road trips for me.
Do, do you
Um,
do you
I,
think
Go ahead.
do you think it's a good idea to go on a road trip? You know, in during a pandemic.
My personal response is no. Next week is Thanksgiving in the United States, and people will start. Thanksgiving is on Thursday, but people will start Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They'll be like 6 days. It's very traditional, especially in Texas, for people to travel to other cities, to visit families, to go camping, to go to mountains, to lakes. So Texas is going to be full of very unwise people who will be touching the gas pumps and going in and out of the doors of convenience stores and uh, throwing trash out their window. So and Texas, lots of drinking and driving. So it's a famous holiday for a lot of car accidents. So if you were in Texas, I would say no. And I actually have some friends that are going on road trips, but I'm not taking a road trip, and I'm not getting on an airplane, and I'm not getting on a train. But I'm not sure what
Actually,
it's like there in
actually,
Moscow. I don't know how safe
thinking,
it is or
thinking,
what
uh,
restrictions y'all have for for COVID. What's going on for on the roads of Moscow
yeah,
and
and
surroundings?
the second thought, I just let me tell you that probably the road trip is the safest option now because like you don't have to wait in the airports, like don't have to risk busy
True.
crowds at the airport, and you won't need to sit near any strangers on the train or on the airplane for that regard, and or you don't have to stay in a hotel either because you have a car, you can sleep in it, you can take a tent with you if you want to on the road trip. I mean, yeah. Have you ever taken like your road trip for pleasure, or was it always like some kind of destination
Oh, all of my
oriented?
road trips are for pleasure. I also am famous for arriving late. So
Mm.
when I was much younger and I was a college student, I would, I don't know, I had maybe a friend had a car. We'd go into San Antonio or we'd leave Austin and we'd go to some other place to visit somebody. We always arrived late because we'd like take a side road, but I don't know. Yeah, I love road trips. I also love to get up early, really early and see the sunrise. Like I like to drive at sunrise. I don't much like to drive late at night because I don't have like really great night vision, but
Mm. Well,
yeah,
none.
I think I usually have a place I'm supposed to be, but then I enjoy arriving late and sometimes making people angry.
Hmm. I
I don't
just.
enjoy making them angry, but maybe that's why I'm in patroma therapy.
Hmm.
Hmm. What about you? Why are you in
I
therapy?
just caught myself I just caught myself thinking that my like road trips have never been for pleasure. It was some kind of result oriented that I had to be at the place A and had to be at the place B, and maybe I'm gonna take one for pleasure this year. My first road
Well,
trip,
good.
you know. I've been around, I've driven all over the country, but it's never been like fun directed. Go figure.
Well, you know, when I was growing up, my father was in the military and we were stationed in Frankfurt, Germany. And he had like a big old Plymouth station wagon. And he'd be in the front, and my mother would be in the front seat. And there's a couple more seats, and we'd have food, and we had my brothers and sisters, and we drove. Oh, we drove from Germany. We drove over to Italy. We took a ferry boat. We drove all over Greece. We went everywhere, and so I have grown up with road trips, and I like being on the road because it's a change of scenery. Also, something unexpected always happens, which baffles some of it's different to go on a road trip with a family as opposed to a friend or just by yourself.
Like
I've
did
got a friend who's going to be driving out this, next week, and his dad's coming from East Texas. They're going to go visit his sister in New Braunfels. But what kind of scenery are you hoping to see on your trip next week?
the snow I don't know, snow and evergreen trees and no people. The point is that there should be no people around at all. Okay. And listen, when I drive, I'm okay, but when I am passenger, I always have this motion sickness. Have you ever had this one?
Well, I'm that way on airplanes, but on the car, I'm good. Like if I can feel the wheels grabbing the road, I'm okay. I'm very much a down to earth kind of person. I don't like yeah, I don't flying. I often get air sick,
Uh,
motion sick.
well, it's all no, I'm fine on the plane. It's always baffled me why I like use. I never have while I'm driving, while I'm on the wheel, but once I'm a passenger, I'm done. What's with the Route
Oh,
66? I keep hearing from now and then.
oh, that's a famous. Yeah, it's a famous uh, highway in the United States, and there are pizza places named after it. There's taverns named after it. There's hotels. It runs east to west across the central part of the United States, New Mexico, and it goes, yeah, it goes from Missouri all the way to into Arizona. So it crosses Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and Las Vegas. So Route 66 is a very famous highway. It's also called the Will Rogers Highway, and it's called the Main Street of America. It's also called the Mother Road.
Hmm. Well,
Mm.
sounds like if you ever want to go to on this social distance adventure, I guess that sounds like a plan if you go to Route 66.
Well, it also goes from Illinois actually all the way to California. So it goes from the Great Lakes all the way to the Pacific Ocean. So it's actually longer than I actually first mentioned. And it's a very historic highway. It was established, I just looked it up in 1926. And it's been in a lot of novels, like John Steinbeck, who's an American writer, has The Grapes of Wrath, 1939 set along Highway 66. And there's a song, it's called Get Your Kicks on Route 66. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's just, it's a very classic, yeah.
Hmm. Fun.
Yeah, it's I also like on road trips to stop at like little mom and pop places and get like barbecue or baked potato or sauerkraut or sausage. Around Austin, there are some German communities, Germans that came into to Texas around the 1800s, and they've established bakeries and butcher shops, so you can get some really great German food.
Yeah, what's the name of the
Yeah.
pub I mentioned like a few days before? Like a beer garden. They have a beer garden. Schultz.
Oh yeah, Schultz's. That's a very famous place in Austin. I'm very surprised that you know that, but you know you are pretty smart.
Yeah, because it's very old. I
So,
mean, it's oldest one, I guess, in Texas. Like 200 years, I guess, ago it was established. And I thought, how could the German came to Texas 200 years ago and establish a beer garden?
well, the thing is, in the 18 well, when Texas was part of Mexico, the Mexican government wanted people to come and settle areas. So, a Mexican president sent out into Europe notification or telegraph or something to come to Texas, farm the land, and it can be yours because it's called, I guess, squatters' rights or something. But if you come and you live on the land, then you own it. So my own personal ancestors came from around Lago di Como, Lake Como, in northern Italy and Austria, Austrian Hungarian Empire stuff. And they came on a boat. They went to Bremen and then they got on a boat, came in through New Orleans, got on a wagon up through Mexico into Texas. And these were Italian Americans, but German Americans were also coming because they had land, because Europe was all crowded and you know there was a lot of poverty and whatnot. So a lot of immigrants came into Texas and settled, and they brought their stuff with them. Yeah.
Imagine what kind of road trip this German dude had to make for all these immigrants from Europe. It would probably took them a month or two, and it wasn't
Or
for
maybe a
fun,
year.
or maybe yeah, even longer. Yeah, I admire.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, it would be just like you know, you have your family with you, you've got your wife, you've got your kids, you've got a couple helpers, you've got your dogs, you've got your food, you've got your supplies. You know, going up to Oregon, there's another famous trail called the Oregon Trail, where settlers moved north on these wagons, and you know they got to sleep outside, or babies were born along the way. I mean, it road trips are like such an adventure. But I like a modern road trip where I don't have to be in my vehicle for a year. I just like about like a day or two, maybe 3 days.
Because the scenery keeps changing. It is a meditation. That's why people probably like cars. Everybody can drive, and everybody likes it.
know. And over the 4th of July, there's lots of road trips. Over Memorial Day weekend, there's lots of road trips, and over Thanksgiving. Now, at Christmas time, people in the United States generally try to fly, but I think with this COVID stuff going on, we are going to be seeing more road trips. But
Yeah, and
we have some subscribers that are in a lot of different countries, and I've kind of touched base with a few people, and a lot of people are staying close to home during the holidays.
yeah.
So, like you say, go figure, right? Go figure. Any closing thoughts on road trips?
I don't know. What do you
Well,
mean
I
any
know that you
closing
have
road?
this saying, "Wherever you go, there you are." So that
Or
might be something
the
to.
only wisdom you can take to the summit or to the top of the mountain is the one you bring with you. Is this how
That's
the
right.
saying goes? Okay, just ignore
Very
it.
good.
And
Very good.
I
Well, I
I
guess
think
we'll
yeah,
wrap it
road.
up for today, and maybe our subscribers will listen to our last episode, which is going to be season 2, episode 25, Snowflakes. Adios for now.